Midlands Police Dog Unit Display. I am PC Harriet Barnes. I'm an operational police dog handler with the West Midlands Police. And today what we'd like to do is we'd like to show you a little snippet of the life of our police dogs. We're going to start at the very beginning with our younger dogs. We're going to move on to newly operational police dogs, followed by our experienced dogs. So coming in here now, we've got Terry Arnett and Dave Raymond, and they're going to be working the younger puppies. We've got PC Porking with Mason. We've got Luke, one of our puppy walkers, with Nev. We have PC Gaz Taylor with police dog Opal, and over in the corner, PC Marcus Cottrell with police dog Olaf. You've just witnessed one of our youngest, police dog Charlie, just coming out of the vehicle. Hopefully as he grows with the right training and the right building blocks, he will move on to this. So what we've got is we've got Terry and Dave, who are experienced instructors, and they're in the breed scheme, and they're working the dogs, encouraging a bite from the dogs. Once the dogs show correct behaviour, we will give a reward, whether that be with a bite pillow or as they get older onto a puppy sleeve. So you're just going to watch now. There's going to be a bark encouraged from the dog. Terry's working the dog, and over there we've got another one with a chase, and what we look for is a good full bite from the dog on the sleeve. And you'll see this as we progress through the show with our older dogs, what we're looking for. So again, we're encouraging another good strong bite. We've got barking up in front and another bite given there by the dog. I'd just like to remind you that obviously our dogs are puppy walked. They're a vital part of our police training. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do with our dogs with our breed scheme. So there we go. We've got Mason over there, another good full bite. And there we have it as well with police dog Nev. I think a round of applause for those ladies and gents. We've got police dog Mason and police dog Nev. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place out in the arena, I've got some articles of property. So it could be that you've had a mobile phone stolen from you in a robbery. Could be that we've had a burglary and you've had your iPad stolen, for example, a wallet from a handbag. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask PC Mark Collier with police dog Troy to come into the arena, and he's going to do a property search for you. So what the dog's going to do is he's going to be set up, and using his nose, he's going to search the area. And if he locates the article, he should give a passive indication, which is a down from police dog Troy, to say that he's found something. This is an example. If we've had an offender who's been detained from a burglary who matches the description, but he's stolen something but he hasn't got it on him, we would be tasked to go and search the area that he's come from to see whether it's been discarded or hidden to be picked up later. So there we have it, a click and a ball reward for police dog Troy. There we go. Right, we're going to move on to our operational police dogs. These are newly licensed police dogs. In order to be able to carry out our duties on the street, we have to pass a licence. We have to do 21 exercises with this, and we have to do this licence every year. So we've got Darren Carmel, one of our instructors, PC Darren Carmel, with PC Carl Dean and police dog Eco. We have Scott Mulsher, another instructor from our training, with PC Mark Collier and police dog Troy again. We're just going to show you a couple of the exercises that we have to take when we do our licence. So we're going to begin with what we call a standout or a standoff. This might be when your criminal decides to give up. So the dog will not interfere, he will bark in front, and he will obviously wait for the handler to recall him back, which is in front of us. He's going to be called back, a ball reward back to his handler. The other thing we might have is we might have that we send the dog and realise it's the wrong person. So the person's running, we challenge and send the dog, but we decide it's not the right person. The dog stops. What we're going to show you now is a stick attack. A stick attack is a test of courage for our dogs. We need to ensure that when we're going out onto the street with our police dogs, they are going to protect us. Darren and Scott have got a stick in their hands. They're going to move menacingly towards the dogs. They will be challenged, and the dog will be sent to detain the offender. There we go. Another good strong full bite, as I showed you earlier with the younger dogs. Now we've got Eco. He's being sent with the stick. Takes out the weapon arm. We'll disarm the criminal. And back. So the third exercise we'd like to show you is the bit that you all like to see. We have the straight chase. This is where The criminal decides that the thought of prison may be too much. They're not going to stop, whether they've got a dog chasing them or not. I think I would stop. So we'll see if 4 legs are quicker than 2. I think they might be. So we've got Eco first. Challenges are given. He refuses to stop. Eco is sent. Again, we've got Scott with Police Dog Troy. And another lovely, good, strong bite. So ladies and gents, I'd like to have a big thank you, please, to PC Mark Collier with Police Dog Troy, PC Carl Dean with Police Dog Eco, and obviously not forgetting our trainers, we've got Scott Mulsher and PC Darren Carmel. So we're going to liven it up a little bit now. Well, that's charming, isn't it? It's a nice way to speak to me. So, we're now going to show you an operational job. This might be something that we have to deal with on our daily basis with our dogs. Mr. and Mrs. Angry have just done a drug deal. I'm not quite sure what they're about to do now. I do worry sometimes. Right, so they've got firearms. Okay, it looks to me like we've got a carjacking taking place at gunpoint. They're going to be making off, if they can get the vehicle to start. And we have the police in hot pursuit, okay? So just look through the window, ladies and gents. We've got Police Dog Jen. Hang on, we've got a passenger out. Looks to me like he's concealed something on the vehicle. He's making off. Police Dog Jen, ladies and gents. So we've got PC Chris Abbott joining Police Dog Jen. It's getting a little bit leery in here. I'm quite concerned about what might be happening. It looks like we've got the crowd coming on. Looks like we may have some friends that are trying to prevent Mr. Angry from being arrested. So, I'm going to go and help my colleague. Bear with me.
As you can see, Chris and Jen are struggling with that lot. Harriet's going out with her dog, Police Dog Lester. Should make a difference. 2 dogs across the whole area. In fact, watch the baseball bat. There we go. Good, strong bite. The baseball bat's gone. Well done, Lester. Come on, Chris, keep pushing him back. Come on, you lot, get out of the arena. See what a difference 2 dogs make? 2 dogs can cover a whole street as opposed to a load of bobbies. Chris with Jen, Harriet with Police Dog Lester.
Well, that just shows we never know what we're going to have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't expecting to have to work him today. Right, we still have the armed Mrs. Angry. Now, he is armed, he's got a firearm, and he poses a threat. Due to this, we're calling on a firearms team. So we have here our firearms team, and they're being supported by one of our firearms enhanced dogs. So let's see what happens. So Mrs. Angry has decided to not get out of the vehicle. He poses a threat because he carries a firearm. Oh, he's got back out now. He's indecisive. So, here come our firearms officers. Okay, so what happens is that we may need to help with the firearms officers, and we're used as a deployment tactic. So here we have PC Allsop with Police Dog Stavros. They are firearms enhanced. They show an extra level of control, but PC Allsop must remain under cover at all times, ladies and gents. It's very important for her safety. We have a firearm here who poses a potential threat. Challenges are being given. He's refusing to come out, so the police dog staff is sent as a tactic to drag the male. PC Allsop must remain under cover at all times. So he's dragging Mr. Angry all the way back to PC Allsop, who, with the help of the firearms officers given a protection, can bring him out of the vehicle, and he's detained. When they're happy, once they're happy that Mr. Angry is compliant, she will release the dog, and firearms officers will then arrest, and he's escorted away. So I think a round of applause to PC Allsop and Police Dog Stavros. So you've just watched all of our big dogs work, but we never forget about the little specialist dogs. So we're now going to bring on Police Dog Jasper with his handler PC Russ Martin. Police Dog Jasper is a specialist search dog. He searches for drugs and firearms. So here he comes. what he's going to do is, you saw that something was concealed on the vehicle. So he is going to search this vehicle, and he's going to look for something, because obviously we had a firearm that we've not located because it wasn't on Mr. Angry. So what Russ is doing is he's working his dog all the way around the vehicle. He's making sure that if Jasper misses anywhere, he puts him back to where he wants him to work. And Jasper's scanning the air, and what we look for is, if he does locate something, is that we get a good, strong, passive indication. What is very important in our training is that he obviously doesn't interfere with the hide in order to cause him any harm. We search for... There we go. Ladies and gents, if you can't see, just watch the screens. So he's given a click and a ball reward. Jasper searches he searches in vehicles, we can search inside houses, or we can search open areas. So what Russ is going to do now is he's going to task him to scan around the bags, because obviously the crowd brought on a lot of bags. And also Mr. Angry had a drug deal and he was carrying something. So Russ is working him systematically around the bags. Jasper is searching the air around them to see if he can locate a hide. What we look for, obviously, is if he does have one, is another, again, no interference, a good, strong indication. We have one. No interference, a click and a ball reward. Thank you to Police Dog Jasper and PC Russ Martin. Right, we're now going to show you, we've just shown you the Firearms Support Officer with PC Allsop and Police Dog Stavros. So we're now going to show you an element of control from PC Chris Abbott with his Police Dog Jen. And the instructor is going to be Scott Mulsher, who is working the dog. When we work with a firearms support, it's very important that we have a much higher level of control than that of our general purpose dog. So we're going to start with a little bit of heel work with Jen, with Chris around the helper, who's Scott this time. Jen really is very responsive to all of Chris's commands. Anything he tasks her to do, she should be responsive. There should be no interference with the criminal until directed to do so. It's very important with our dogs that when we're working with firearms, they don't interfere at any point, but they also have to be of a sociable nature, because obviously we're very close contact with firearms officers when we're working at jobs, so she has to be comfortable within that role as well. And you can only do this by obviously having another license, which is an extra string to your bow, as well as working your general purpose dog. So Chris is going to set her up now, and he's going to send her in for a standout. Okay, so she's barking up in front, and then he's going to command her to the down. And there we go. The only time she should ever break the down is when commanded to do so by Chris, or if she's going to protect him. So she's going to come back. So we look for a passive attack from these dogs as well. So with that, it's when we don't get any movement or the criminal doesn't make any challenges or escape, but the dog is tasked with a command word to attack the person if we need so, like we showed you with Mr. Angry in the vehicle. He wasn't actually moving or doing anything, but we needed the dog to detain him, so he was given his commands to detain. As you can see, her sociability also with the criminal, there's no interference from her. She's only listening to any command given by Chris. So she broke the down there. She broke the down because Chris was under attack from the criminal. So she did break the down, as she should do, because she's also there to protect him. So he's going to come now, and he's going to come up to the criminal. It's going to be an escort, but it's going to be an escort with a rear guard from Jen. She's watching out, making sure that there's no harm in any way to Chris from the rear. We have an attack. Jen detains. Chris continues with Scott and deals with the other offender, but we get a second attack. Jen is straight up from Mr. Angry, and she also then again is there to protect Chris at all costs. There we go, ladies and gents. PC Chris Abbott with Police Dog Jen and Scott Mulsher. So to finish off, what we'd like to do is show you the double dog attack, because I know you all like that. This is not something... Charming. Right. This is not something we train, it's purely for your entertainment today to see the dogs working. What we've got is PC Allsop with Police Dog Stavros and PC Cardine and Police Dog Eco. They're both sent. What we're displaying to you is the dogs aren't interested in one another, they're purely interested in what they're doing, okay? Do you want to see it again? I think we do. So we'll go again, Mr. Angry. Excellent. Ladies and gents, PC Carldine with Police Dog Eco, PC Allsop with Police Dog Staff, and of course not forgetting our very, very wonderful Mr. Angry. I really, really hope that you've enjoyed our display today. And what we're going to do now is just come on and show you the dogs that we've just shown you. We've got PC Russ Martin with Police Dog Jasper, PC Marcus Cottrell with Police Dog Olaf, Scott Mulsher, Puppy Walker Luke with Police Dog Nev, PC James Nielsen with Police Dog Tempest, PC Gareth Taylor with Police Dog Opal. We've got PC Allsop with Police Dog Stavros, PC Chris Abbott with Police Dog Jen, PC Mark Collier with Police Dog Troy, PC Carl Dean with Police Dog Echo. We've got Mrs. Angry and Mr. Angry, PC Steve Wayne, PC Mikakes, PC Paul King. A big thank you to Police Puppy Dog Charlie and Darren Carmel. And finally, I would like to say a really big thanks to 2 firearms officers who've come to be with us today to show you a little bit of our work with our firearms officers. I did get told off the other day because I forgot to mention my dog, so a big thanks to Lester as well, who's in the back of the van. Thank you very much.
And we'd like to thank PC Harriet Barnes for telling us all about it. Thank you, PC Barnes. What a great display, folks. A tremendous team of guys from West Midlands Police Force entertained us and shown us exactly what happens. Now, coming up next, we've got something rather special. We've got the Southern Golden Retriever display team. It's going to be a stunning event, so do keep your seat.